On a very clear day, on this very spot from the Dadar beach, you could see these skyscrapers, the Bandra Worli ceiling very clearly. But during this time of the season, it is all haze and pollution. Welcome to Mumbai Matters. I am Purva Chitnis, special correspondent with ThePrint, and today once again we will be discussing about Mumbai's air pollution. I said once again because the very first episode of Mumbai Matters that we did last year was also on air pollution. And since last year and today, nothing has changed. The air quality of Mumbai is still bad. It's deteriorating every passing day. In the past couple of weeks, the air quality of Mumbai has consistently remained in the range of moderate to poor. There are of course the usual suspects for it: the construction activities, the vehicular emissions, the garbage burning. But what has the authorities done? But before going to that, let's decode what are the sources of pollution in Mumbai. Well, one of the major sources of pollution in Mumbai is the construction activity. If you look around Mumbai, there is construction activity everywhere. There are big ticket projects such as metro projects, coastal road project, MTHL. Everywhere there is construction and the roads are dug up. All these projects are being taken at one time, leading to a lot of construction debris, and construction activities is rampant across the city. Another major source of pollution is the vehicular emission. Now, according to ORF, Mumbai is the 5th worst city in the world as far as traffic condition is concerned. There are around 600 cars per kilometer on Mumbai's road. This is one of the major sources of pollution as far as even the BMC and Maharashtra government is concerned. Now, another source of pollution, which is one of the biggest sources of pollution, is the waste burning and garbage burning. In Mumbai, there are several pockets which have been identified as the hotspots of pollution, and one of the hotspots of pollution is the Devnar, which has the Devnar dumping ground where Mumbai's entire city's garbage is burned on that spot. And now this year, Maharashtra Pollution Control Board has found another source of pollution. They say that the bakeries and crematoria in the city are also contributing to air pollution in the city. According to the primary survey estimates of the MPCB, there are 67% of the bakeries that use firewoods in their ovens. This is contributing to air pollution because of the burning of wood, and this is what the MPCB has found this year. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this Mumbai air pollution problem was even discussed last year at length, and that is why when BMC presented its 50,000 crore budget in March 2023, it had set aside rupees 25 crore for air pollution mitigation plan. BMC Administrator Iqbal Chahal had called this a 7-step implementation of Mumbai Clean Air Initiative in its budget. Now, what the BMC had planned at that time? The BMC had planned better practices for construction and demolition of buildings, measures to reduce dust on roads, clean transportation, sustainable waste management, projects to create urban greenery, effective air quality monitoring, and communication and awareness campaigns. BMC had also planned to reduce road dust and mitigate the effect of dust caused by construction and demolition work by making sure that developers follow guidelines. Now, what those guidelines for developers were? They had to make sure that they provide dust screens along with external facade of buildings, use of water sprinklers, using covered vehicles for transporting debris and construction material, and so on. Now, this is what the BMC had planned in its budget in 2023. This is what was to be implemented this year. But clearly all this remained on paper because once again during this season we are back with air pollution. And that is why now BMC has come out with 27 steps to control the air pollution. Now, as per the latest guidelines of BMC, the BMC has mandated that all the AQI monitoring units should be installed in all construction sites where civil work is being carried out. There has to be water sprinklers for loading and unloading of material on construction sites. The use of anti-smog gun is encouraged. Using water on debris is encouraged. Vehicles carrying construction materials should be completely covered to avoid debris flying out of these trucks. The Then there is a task force which is also being formed in every ward of BMC to monitor these guidelines. In the last 10 days, BMC have served notices to 97 builders to adhering for the dust mitigation norms. The officials also visited 815 construction sites and issued notices to 461 construction sites, instructing them to follow these civic guidelines. The BMC also announced that now it is set to press 121 tankers in service along with manpower to carry out regular cleaning on 650 kilometers of road. Now all this by BMC and Maharashtra government as they are in action mode, because even Bombay High Court took suo motu cognizance of this air pollution problem in the city based on several media reports. The Bombay High Court in its hearing earlier this week had issued several directives to the authorities. The Bombay High Court said that there needs to be erection of metal sheets around construction sites to block dust, then the use of sprinklers to settle dust, ban on open burning of waste and strict adherence to pollution norms by the traffic police department as well. The Bombay High Court was hearing this petition and it also said that it is Diwali week and the firecrackers should be burned from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now this is not a ban or any restriction that the Bombay High Court has said, but it has suggested this timing and has left it to the government as well as the conscience of the people to decide whether they want a disease-free environment or a festival full of firecrackers. As I began by saying that we did a similar episode on Mumbai's air pollution last year, and even then the government had come up with a plan to control air pollution in the city, but it seemed that the plan was ineffective because the results are not really satisfactory on the ground. So it needs to be seen what now the Bombay High Court will give its directive when it will hear the case once again on November 10, and also what the government plans to do. Because remember, the BMC, there are no elections to the BMC. The BMC is being run by an administrator who comes directly under the state government, and that is why the questions are raised to the state government and the buck stops at the state government. That's all we have for you in this episode of Mumbai Matters. Do tune in for more such episodes.